Getting yelled at and spanked by your grandma because you pushed over your cousins in the Easter egg hunt is not a good way to go out. Neither is being a waitress and getting a $700 tip. Your tip gets removed from you by the managers, you get fired by the managers, and then the managers call the police on you. Both are pretty bad outcomes, some arguably worse than others. Grandma, you went a little too hard. All I'm gonna say, you didn't take the fucking rings off and now I got ring prints on my asshole. But this isn't about me. This is about the waitress, Brooke Sky, that works at Olive Garden, or worked at Olive Garden. Fuck Olive Garden. Let me just get that off my chest. Spoiler alert. Fuck Olive Garden. There ain't gonna be no plot twist at the end of this video saying, oh my gosh, Olive Garden resolved this and gave her the money back and gave her a job back and made her CEO of the company. No, none of that happened. They just said, fuck you, give me my tip, piss off.
An Olive Garden stole a waitress's $700 tip, fired her, and then called the cops on her. This is a post made by Bunny Williams on FB. This is the mother. He writes, yesterday, my daughter received a $700 tip on a $30 tab and was obviously excited. The manager told her they could not pay it out yet and instructed her to write 0 on the tip line until it could be verified.
Right off the bat, this is what I don't get. They can't pay it out yet. I have never worked in any fast food or restaurant industry, so maybe I'm a little just out of the mix because I know I am. I've never done it and I never will. Fuck working at a food place. But what do you mean you can't pay it out? The customer just paid an extra $700 to the machine or the register. Why can't that just be added to the paycheck? I don't get it. Seems a little scammy. Maybe not. Maybe this is the fucking exact protocol that they do. Maybe tips are added and calculated if they exceed a certain amount. I don't know.
She became upset because no one could tell her how long that would take. She asked a coworker to take her next table because she was visibly emotional, and management told her that she could either do her job or leave. She took the table and finished her shift.
I've been there. I've been upset over a physical outcome. Maybe I struck out in baseball and ended the game and now I'm a piece of shit. Maybe I failed a kickflip and scraped my knee. Who knows? Now, I don't want to say I'm not on her side. I am on her side. This is a fucked situation. But I mean, it does get to a point where the managers are saying a good, valid point. You either continue your shit or get the fuck out. We're not going to pay you to sit around and mope around because we haven't paid you out yet. We can't pay you out on the lickety split. You can get your shit at the end of the day. That's what I would say because that's what should happen. She should get her shit at the end of the day. But I don't think that happened. I don't think she ever got her things. My point is, she can't be moping around and getting all upset, just sitting in the bathroom. They didn't pay me out right when the table got up. Okay, kind of a dickhead move of me making fun of her, but who cares? On with the video.
Later, they said they could give her 20% while the rest was reviewed. One manager said 1 to 2 days, another said up to 120.
120 days before she could get the tip? That is absolutely outrageous. 4 months before she can get the tip. I think I know why this is in their protocol. 120 days, they're hoping the US dollar just absolutely tanks and they only have to give out 30 bucks. Or they wait 120 days and the employee either gets fired, which happened, quits, could happen, or forgets about it, and then they get to pocket the change. That is absolutely bonkers that you have to wait a third of a year before you can even get this money. Olive Garden is not some small restaurant. They should pay her, all tips should be paid out within 2 weeks, a month max. That's all I'm gonna say.
This morning, when she arrived to work, they decided to part ways over her behavior from yesterday and handed her paperwork stating tips over a certain amount are subject to manager review. Also told her it could take up to 120 days to receive the money and even called the police on her because she was crying and upset. This server,
get the fuck on the ground. I don't know what are coming out of your eyes, but I do not like it. 911, please come arrest this crying mother. She is crying. I can't have her crying at my Olive Garden. Olive Garden is supposed to be the happiest place on earth. It rivals McDonald's. Get her the fuck out of here. That had to be going through their brains. I don't know why they would call and arrest her unless They handed her her resignation papers. They fired her on the spot, and she just went absolutely batshit wild, and she forgot to put that in the story. Because if I got fired for this shit, oh my gosh, I would be throwing hands and raising hell in there. But I think that is what they want you to do. So maybe I would go stone cold Steve Austin, bring 2 brewskis in and just fucking slam them on my head and slam it in their face. I don't know what I would do because I am not in this situation. But them calling the police on her, bitch move. The bitchiest of the bitch moves, that's all there is. Why are you calling the police? Are you that afraid of her taking the $700? Maybe you're afraid of her causing an uprising because that's just adding another ticket on her plate. You call the cops on her, that's another fucking XP boost. She was at double XP, now she's at 5 times XP. And it only gets bigger and bigger.
Is a single mother to a 4-year-old autistic child, and the customer who tipped her was one of her regulars. She even posted proof of the receipt. They told her Happy Mother's Day up here, that it's been a while since they've seen her, glad that they could catch her. There's a little something to help you on your journey. Love and blessings, $700. She also shared the paperwork from when she was terminated and their policy on what happens when tips exceed 20%, which is fine, whatever. But then
Now I'm gonna save y'all from pausing and reading this little fucking pamphlet that they handed her, but the rules that they're giving for a big ass tip are nothing. It basically just states make sure you read and make sure it's the right amount and then input it into the computer or whatever the fuck Dash is. I don't know what Dash is. Like I said, I never worked in food, but I assume it's their like technology, their program, the way they fucking calculate everything. That's fine. You fucking enter the numbers, you make sure it's right. I didn't see anything about the manager withholding it. Maybe I fucking skipped the line or the 120-day policy. That could be straight. They might be pulling that straight out of their bunions.
to proceed to go on to fire her and then call the police on her is absolutely insane. She wrote, I was let go from my job under circumstances that I believe were retaliatory despite my dedication and hard work. At my employment, I consistently showed up, did my best, and worked hard to support myself and my child. To make matters worse, I never received the tip-out compensation that I earned through my effort. As a single parent raising a child with autism, every dollar matters, and losing both my job and the wages I worked for has placed a significant financial and emotional strain on my family. I am simply seeking fairness and accountability for the work that I performed and the challenges my child and I now face as a result of this situation.
Now, I'm not a lawyer here, but I do think, and at least in Texas, this happened in Arkansas, if you get fired for a retaliation offense by the manager or upper person, I think you can sue. And I'm not 100% if that is still up to date. Correct me if I'm wrong, but she might be winning more than $700 here. I'm not gonna lie, even if she put this on a GoFundMe, I think she can raise more than $700. And the reason I say that is because people in the comments were saying that, and they were saying that she could easily get 70,000, which is crazy. And I think it can happen, and I hope it happens to her because that would be fucking awesome. Because she just got gypped out of $700, and I think the managers just straight up pocketed it. Let's wrap my thoughts into a snowball and fucking end this bitch. Fuck Olive Garden. They scammed her. I don't know if I can ever go to Olive Garden again. I probably will. I'm not going to lie. Give me a week and a half and I will be forgetting about this because, damn, their breadsticks. I can't even lie. Their breadsticks go hard. And if you get the endless soups and their salads are fire. I'm just making myself more hungry here, but moral of the story, don't let a manager big dick you out of $700. If they take your $700, hit them with the mink, mink, mink.